No power, no water, and no gas. The issues plaguing residents in several Louisiana communities following Ida's landfall.
They're talking about at least 3 to 6 weeks without power. And I think it's like 90-something degrees. So that's when we knew we had to leave.
Plus, the storm is out of the metro, and now the cleanup begins. The storm assessment's underway and how you can self-report damage.
I have one hot, steamy day in the forecast, but I'm looking into Labor Day, and I think you'll like my forecast.
And murder charges dropped in the death of a pawn shop manager. Why? The DA says he dropped the charges. Those stories and more right now on Jackson's 16 WAPT News.
The one to watch. This is Jackson's 16 WAPT News. Live at 10.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Megan West.
And I'm Keegan Vox. We begin tonight with the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. More than 1 million people are still without power in Louisiana right now. That includes the entire city of New Orleans, and officials say they don't know when power will be restored. Louis Armstrong International Airport remains closed to commercial flights for a third day. Also, many gas stations are not open. Dozens of long lines are forming, waiting for fuel trucks to show up. And at least 2 Louisiana deaths are blamed on the storm. And Ida is still not done yet. The storm is still out there.
Yeah, let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist David Hartman with more on the remnants of Ida.
Spinning its wheels. Got it on radar here this evening. Look at it going. There's a tail down here. There's been tornado warnings this evening in southern Alabama and southwest Georgia. A couple tornado warnings in Virginia. And the big threat now as the circulation center is headed up into the Appalachians, coming up on Knoxville, Tri-Cities area, flooding up through West Virginia, Pennsylvania. The Northeast is going to get hammered tomorrow. Look at those rainfall totals. Down on the Gulf Coast, terrible totals. They had a feeder band all night, and those totals over a foot, some spots approaching 1.5 feet, and it did cause problems down there.
Wow, okay, thank you, David. And 2 days after Hurricane Ida battered Louisiana, rescuers are still trying to reach communities cut off by that massive flooding.
And there is growing urgency now to restore power. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze is on the ground in New Orleans.
Amid the catastrophic damage from Hurricane Ida, an urgent new threat, with more than 1 million customers still without power.
Now is really the most dangerous time over the next week. Couple of weeks, and so we're asking people to be patient. We're asking people to be careful.
Louisiana's governor says more than 20,000 utility workers are trying to restore electricity, but warns it could be up to 30 days before the lights come back on. For residents who weathered the powerful Category 4 storm, that means no running water, air conditioning, or light.
This is the third day without power in New Orleans. This gas station isn't even open, but there are dozens of cars waiting here lined up. They are hoping a fuel truck shows up. They need to get gas in their generators or in their cars so they can charge their phones.
Our experience is that power is not immediately activated throughout the city of New Orleans as a whole, but it will come online day by day by day.
Local officials are urging those who've evacuated not to come back until they're told.
If you're in a safe place with water and power, that's probably the best place for you to be.
More than 5,000 National Guard members are on the ground to help with the search for stranded residents. Heavy machinery clearing the streets. Entire communities cut off, with roads impassable and homes destroyed.
We didn't expect it to be this bad. The rain just kept coming. It wouldn't stop coming. The rain wouldn't stop.
Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, New Orleans.